Many of us know about LaMelo Ball, who, at the age of 15, scored an average of 26.7 points and dropped a whopping 92 points in a single game on February 2017 for his school Chino Hills in a match against Los Osos. This was an all-time second-best record performance by any player in the history of the California High School Basketball Championship League. This earned him huge media attention in the country. Another extraordinary feat of his was in December 2016 when he made a half-court shot only a few seconds into the game. It attracted widespread media coverage from Sports Illustrated, ESPN, 24/7 Sports, CBS Sports, and many others who reckon his mettle. Now, he's absolutely thriving with the Charlotte Hornets, and he even won Rookie of the Year last year, and he's now dropping like 20 points per game on a nightly basis. LaMelo Ball was born on August 22, 2001 at Chino Hills, California. His father, LeVar Ball, was a professional basketball and football player. He played basketball for Washington State University throughout his youth in 1987-88 and later for California State University, Louisiana. He also played football, mostly as a quarterback, for the London Monarchs of WLAF, the Carolina Panthers, and the New York Jets. LaMelo's mother, Tina Ball, is an athletic director in the middle school in Montclair, California. LaMelo has two elder brothers, Lonzo and LiAngelo, and Lonzo is currently playing for the Charlotte Hornets, and he's on the verge of breaking all the records possible that can be done by a player. The Ball family has a NGO amateur club named Big Ballers AAU in Chino Hills, California, to promote young basketball talents, of which LaMelo is also a part of. The Ball family also owns a sports apparel brand called Big Baller Brand. At number 6, his last name. Obviously, any video on Ball will at some point mention his family ties. His father and CEO of Big Baller Brand, LeVar, is one of the most sincere parents in the history of the sport and very disputed by the media. The overprotective father is often questioned for his controversial and sometimes rather biased content of his statements. You never know what will come out of his mouth. The fact of the matter is that any team that chooses LaMelo also chooses their father. This is a subject that is brought up every now and then in the sense of the extent to which family relationships can hinder the child's path and professional relationships. It's quite difficult to hear his last name and not immediately think of your father's strong personality. Melo's DNA is full of competitiveness since his parents were athletes in high school and college. In addition to that, Melo is Lonzo Ball's younger brother, a guard for the New Orleans Pelicans, and the athlete was the second choice in the 2017 NBA draft after spending just one season at UCLA, where he would later play 2 seasons in the same city on the Lakers. His older brother, LiAngelo, currently plays for the Oklahoma City Blue, a G League team. At number 5, he was under the radar by many. Given Lonzo's rise, people have known Melo for much longer than most of us can imagine. His family gained celebrity status when they gained prominence on the reality show that aired on Facebook in 2017 called Ball in the Family. This platform helped him build a social network with over 5 million followers. Melo became quite popular just as a freshman in high school when he was on the Chino Hills Huskies. It was because of the show that LaMelo got the fame and push that he needed to get into the NBA. At number 4, he was around the globe. LaMelo's high performance while in high school took him to play in Lithuania at the invitation of Prinai. Melo was unable to adapt and ended up leaving the team to play in the Junior Basketball Association, a league created by his father, who did not survive for long. After the end of JBA, the young man entered the Ohio Aspire Institute and later went to UCLA, as did his brothers, but it was not clear if he was able to play college basketball due to his results at the Spire Institute. Then, the possibility came for him to play in another professional league, this time around in Australia. Melo was really out here globetrotting before he even had his license. At number 3, a glossy high school career. LaMelo Ball got his first coaching from his father LeVar Ball when he was just 4 years old. He was trained along with his 2 older brothers, Lonzo and LiAngelo, and LaMelo played on behalf of several amateur clubs in his childhood at the behest of his father, as well as for his family's own Big Ballers AAU. LaMelo studied in Chino Hills High School, California, and started playing basketball in full swing under Coach Steve Bake. He often played against boys much older than him, yet he proved his mettle by scoring substantially on several occasions. He was selected for the school team and played against John Moore High School on June 16, 2015. He impressed his mentors and the crowd by scoring 27 points in his debut. In his next match on June 27th, he scored a consistent 20 points against Sentinel High School. The same year in November, he scored another 20 points against San Bernardino High School. Next up at number 2, the guy for NBL to NBA. In June 2019, LaMelo signed a 2-year contract with the Hawks, the Australian Basketball League team. He ended up there through the NBL Next Stars program, an athlete development program that hires foreign athletes to offer the best chance of being drafted into the NBA, and he moved there with his Spire trainer, Jermaine Jackson, who became his agent. Melo played well during his only season in Australia, and his campaign ended early due to a foot injury, so he decided to leave the team in January to prepare for the 2020 NBA draft. While at the NBL, he averaged 17 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, and 6.8 assists per game, being named the newcomer of the year for that league. I guess the whole around the world trip actually paid off for Ball, because he's now in the NBA making the biggest plays. And at number 1, we have some dark secrets about his father. LeVar Ball's control over his sons has been a hotly debated topic since he has become a household name many years ago. His parenting techniques have been oft discussed and criticized over the years, perhaps never more than when he called Lonzo damaged goods. Those comments came during an argument about Big Baller Brand in the wake of Alan Foster's embezzlement charges as Lonzo discussed the future of the brand. A rift was formed during that time because things seemed a lot like their father controlled everything the Ball children did. But only recently everything has been healed. But it still ultimately played a role in not just Lonzo leaving Big Baller Brand, but LaMelo as well, the latter recently signing with Puma. Many have wondered what LeVar's reaction to his sons departing the brand would be, giving his statements in the past about being, quote, with us or against us, in regards to the Big Baller Brand. However, in the first episode of Season 6 of Ball in the Family, a more understanding version of LeVar discussed his mentality change, saying, quote, when you talk to me, you know we're fathers first. My mentality of if you ain't coming with the Big Baller Brand, F ya, you ain't got no loyalty, that ain't the approach. I took your approach kinda like, let me be a father first, and not disowning them because you are saying you don't want this. Sometimes to sit back and just reevaluate things, end quote. LeVar's epiphany likely was a forced one, as he realized his sons were leaving the brand with or without his approval, but it's still nice to see him change his thoughts, and it also likely came after seeing the numbers that his family could draw as LaMelo reportedly signed a $100 million deal with Puma, while Lonzo would likely command a deal in the similar range. As LeVar noted in the past though, Lonzo and LaMelo leaving the brand don't necessarily mean the end of their Big Baller Brand. The company can still stay afloat in the background and could be an option for his sons in the future, should they look to return and revive the company in the future.
And the next thing I do is I make them lift weights Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we doing pull-ups. So, good.
We just started having fun, we didn't want to go outside and do homework. We want to stay outside and keep shooting.
Well guys, that's it for today's video. Let us know in the comments which secrets you found interesting. I want to hear your thoughts. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video here on Triple Double Nation. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.